When you're dealing with pathological narcissists, you are dealing with energy vampires. So this individual needs other people's energies to survive because they cannot generate this on their own. So understand that you're dealing with people that abandon their true selves, their true spirits in childhood for an ego, that which you call the mask. And because they are predominantly their ego, because again, they abandon their true self, then this ego has the insatiable desire to be fed. And it needs to be fed with attention. Again, you need to pour into them because they cannot pour into themselves. They cannot generate this energy or regulate their emotions on their own, so they have to use you. So it is really important that you understand that narcissists need you. And their entire game really is to switch this around on you to get you to believe that you need them. So it is really important that you understand that narcissists need you. And their entire game really is to switch this around on you to get you to believe that you need them. So understand that just like mosquitoes, every day a mosquito wakes up and it knows it needs to find a host. Pathological narcissists are energy vampires, so they operate in a parasitic nature. So in this example, then they would be the parasite and you would be the host. When you understand that pathological narcissists need your energy, they need your source, they need your supply, then this will make it that much easier to disconnect from them. Because what it is that you are pouring into a void. You are pouring into a black hole. You cannot generate their own energy. Black holes only consume light. You have the ability to regenerate your light. They do not. They abandoned their source. They abandoned themselves for a false self. The ego cannot generate. It is a false self. It is not spirit. It is not source. It is a false source. And this is why it needs to be fed. You really are pouring into a black hole. When you truly understand that narcissists are black holes, that they are parasitic in nature, you would stop supplying them. Stop giving them a reflection. They don't exist. They need you. And they need you to validate their false self, the mask that they wear. And if you don't do this, you will see where they have a narcissistic injury, because a narcissistic injury is when a pathological narcissist perceives a threat, whether real or imagined, that goes against the false self. When you don't validate their Wonder Woman mask or their Spider-Man mask or their Thor mask, they get a narcissistic injury because they are holding on to these masks for dear life. They believe that they are their ego. So when you truly understand that they are wired backwards, and this is why nothing can ever be right, it makes it that much easier to let go. Because there's nothing that you could have done differently with someone that is wired backwards. They're in the upside down. They are in the sunken place, and this is why you should not follow them. You will get lost. Because they are lost souls. They are dark souls. They abandon their true selves in childhood. And because they cannot self-reflect, well, they will project. That is what the ego does. You need a self to self-reflect. They do not have a self. That is the personality disorder. They do not have a self. They are mirroring you. They mirror your personality so that you think like they are like you. They are nothing like you. They don't have a self. When you say I am, it should be coming from the spirit level. When pathological narcissists say I am, it is coming from the mind level. It is coming from the ego level. The ego is a mind-made construct. It is the figment of a child's imagination now living inside of an adult's body. They made it up. They made up the character, and then they want you to validate that mask. And if you don't validate that mask, then they get upset with you. That's a black hole. It's not self-reflecting. They cannot self-reflect because they don't have a self. And understand that somebody that cannot self-reflect cannot grow. Hence, you are dealing with a type of arrested development, and it is regressive. Because the longer they are walking around here on this planet, the more they identify with their ego and the more their spirit shrivels up. That is what you're dealing with. You cannot grow with someone that does not have a self. They don't have a true self. This is why you can't know them. This is why they pretend to be other people. They did not develop their own personality. They're just like Anna Delvey. When they grow on someone, they mirror that person. Grow on another person, then they'll mirror that person. If they are around 100 different people, then they are 100 different people. That is what pathological narcissists do. They have to mirror others because they abandon their true selves for a false self. And they want you to live in this delusional reality with them. So again, kind people, ensure that you're not following pathological narcissists, because where you are headed to is the sunken place. Up is down, left is right. You're in the upside down. Nothing can ever be right. You're headed to nowhere. And this is why you lose yourself in these entanglements. And again, people, when you know that narcissists need you, you walk away. They need you to regulate their emotions because they can't do it themselves. They need you to give them a reflection because they don't have a self. They don't exist. So I truly hope that you understand that narcissists will do anything to get attention from you, rather good or bad. They need energy. They need your supply. They need your source. They need you to survive. They are a parasite. You are the host. Stop pouring into a black hole. It is a black hole. It consumes light. It is consuming you. You are the source. That relationship lasted as long as it did because you kept pouring into it. Stop pouring into black holes. Bury the dead. Let go. And you let go by getting the courage to walk away and love yourself. Pour into yourself. And that is how you heal. That is how you heal. Stop the bleeding. You're pouring into a black hole. Black holes consume light. You are a star, and the narcissist is a star. They are a collapsed star. They are a black hole. Black holes consume light, nothing more. Anything you pour into it is going into an infinite black hole. Is going into nowhere. It is being evaporated, decimated. It is being decimated. It deletes, it cancels. It is destructive energy. You are growing energy. Pathological narcissists stop growing when they abandon themselves. You need a self to self-reflect, people. They can't self-reflect because they don't have a true self. They have a false self. The ego is there to project. It is a mind-made construct. So the ego is based on the mind. So the mind generates another mask and another mask and another mask and another mask and another mask. And they were wearing a mask on day 0 in the idealization phase or the love bombing phase when they were mirroring you. And if you're dealing with the infidels, those that were in intimate relationships where there was infidelity, well, they put on another mask for the new supply because they need new supply. They don't have a source. They need to plug into a source, people, because every day a mosquito wakes up and that mosquito knows it needs to go find a host. That is how it is in Narcland. And that really is the message for today's video, kind people. As always, ensure that you are liking these videos. Ensure that you are subscribed for more empowering content. Sheikah is the name. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.